World Health Organization declares coronavirus a global emergency. ECRLs at China national employees told to delay return to Malaysia. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said there is no need to suspend all flights from China to Malaysia yet, following the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak. So far, only incoming flights from Wuhan and Hubei province have been temporarily suspended until the situation returns to normal.
Waktu ini belum ada keperluan itu. Kita buat kajian sama ada perlu kita hentikan semua flight ataupun cuma daripada Wuhan, Hubei province saja.
Yesterday, the Sabah state government announced that they are temporarily suspending all flight arrivals from China, while the Sarawak government has temporarily stopped China students from entering the state in view of the coronavirus outbreak. The Premier also confirmed that both the Malaysian and the Chinese governments are in talks to bring home the 78 Malaysians from Wuhan.
Respon daripada China tak tu mengenai bawa balik rakyat Malaysia?
Kita baru mula cakap mungkin belum dapat respon lagi.
In a related development, the Royal Malaysian Navy RMN has decided to bring back its 15 personnel stationed in Keedong, Shanghai to Malaysia as a precautionary measure in light of the coronavirus issue. They were part of 57 RMN officers and personnel involved in the Littoral Mission Ship project overseeing the construction of 4 vessels in Wuhan. RMN in a statement confirmed that 42 of them had earlier returned to Malaysia on 17th January in conjunction with the Chinese New Year holidays. According to RMN, so far there have been no reports of its personnel infected by the coronavirus and advised the public not to spread any unverified news on the state of health of its officers and personnel. Chinese nationals working for the East Coast Rail Link ECRL mega project who had returned to their hometowns have been advised by their employers to delay their return trip to Malaysia following the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak in China. Now, the Human Resources Ministry in a statement said the Chinese employees were granted leave of absence by the ECRL employers until the coronavirus in China is contained. In the statement, the ministry also advised employers to continue paying salary to the workers who have been affected by the leave of absence. This, it said, is in line with the government's commitment in safeguarding the safety and health of workers who are exposed to hazardous environments such as the haze problem, which resulted in increased risk of illness in recent months. The statement added that the Labour Department is considering introducing the provisions under the current employment law, though amendments to the Employment Act 1955 to ensure that workers' rights to work in a healthy and safe working environment are guaranteed. This is in view of the absence of specific provisions relating to the granting of paid leave or relief from carrying out work in hazardous environment. The statement further said that for Malaysian employees who have returned from China, the Labour Department advises their employers to adhere to government regulations. The Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Ministry has given assurance that all imported food products are free from the coronavirus. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub, said Malaysia does not import any food products from Wuhan and areas affected with the outbreak.
Dan bagi Kementerian Pertanian, kita telah pun mendapat satu jaminan bahawa tidak ada barang-barang yang kita import, khususnya barang-barang makanan daripada daerah Wuhan ini, dan kita memberikan jaminan bahawa tidak ada barang-barang makanan yang masuk, khususnya di kawasan-kawasan yang terlibat.
The minister further noted that despite this, the Malaysian Quarantine and Inspection Services Department MAQIS will continue implementing strict inspections at all entry points. Meanwhile, U.S. health officials confirmed the nation's first person-to-person transmission of the coronavirus, which has already killed at least 204 people in China and infected more than 9,692 since emerging less than a month ago. Now, the new patient is the husband of a woman who brought the infection back from Wuhan, China. Health officials said the man in his 60s had some underlying medical conditions but was in good condition while his wife remains in isolation at a local hospital. Public health officials are also monitoring 21 patients in Illinois for possible infections. U.S. officials are currently working to contain the outbreak from spreading in the country, including by increasing travel warnings and expanding screenings at 20 U.S. airports. Government officials, meanwhile, said they are constantly evaluating the situation and could take more drastic action if needed. Coming up, death toll rises to more than 18 on 12th day of Ops Selamat. But first, the approval given by the government for a review of the commercial postage rates is accurate, as it will enable Post Malaysia Berhad to boost its service performance. Post Malaysia Berhad workers' unions in a statement said the government understood the need to review the 60-cent stamp rate, which was last done in 2010. The statement also said the concern of the government and all the agencies which gave full support to the initiative also reflected appreciation for all the efforts of the postmen who slogged to deliver letters to 9 million addresses every day. The union further commended Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo in taking proactive measures to meet and hold dialogues with Post Malaysia Union representatives and understand the challenges faced by the industry. The statement added that the approval of the new postage rates also gives Post Malaysia the opportunity to mobilize its planned long-term development program. In the meantime, the unions stated they would continue to be dedicated to their duties in the light of trust under the Universal Service Obligation, or USO, in the interest of the country. A total of 183 deaths from 166 fatal road crashes were recorded until yesterday, the 12th day of road safety operation Ops Selamat that was launched on 18th January in conjunction with the Chinese New Year festivities. Bukit Aman Department of Investigation and Enforcement Director Dato' Azizman Alias said the highest number of fatalities involved motorcyclists and pillion riders, with 119 deaths recorded. Selangor recorded the highest number of fatalities with 28 cases, followed by Johor with 24, Sarawak 16, while Pahang and Kelantan each had 15 cases. In a statement issued, Dato' Azizman Alias said during the same period of the 18,830 road crashes nationwide, Selangor had the highest number with 5,302, followed by Johor with 2,944, Kuala Lumpur 2,095 and Perak 1,584. A total of 13,936 summonses were issued, with 197,454 summonses covering the 6 major offences, including using a mobile phone while driving, beating traffic lights, driving over the speed limit, misusing emergency lanes, cutting queues and overtaking on double lines. Ops Selamat 16/2020 will officially end tomorrow. Other states in the country have been called to set up maker spaces similar to Penang Island City Council's Makerspace Balik Pulau and make it accessible to all levels of society. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo said every state must work with Putrajaya to allow the public to benefit from technology through educational and training programs. Speaking at a ceremony on the upgrading of the MBPP Makerspace Balik Pulau into a digital maker hub, DMH, Gobind commended MBPP and Pulau Pinang State Government for setting up its Makerspace Balik Pulau, which has been highly successful and has trained over 2,000 students since it was opened last year.
Ini menunjukkan bahawa memang untuk generasi yang muda ramai yang tertarik dengan apa yang dikatakan teknologi has to offer. Dan ini adalah sebab kita lihat keberjayaan inisiatif sebegini. Saya harap bahawa setiap kerajaan negeri akan juga mengambil langkah-langkah untuk memberi sokongan kepada program-program sebegini.
Currently, there are 79 DMH in the country, with 8 in Pulau Pinang, including the MBPP Makerspace Balik Pulau. The DMH are collaborations between Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, or MDEC, and state governments, universities, schools, educational tech companies, and non-governmental organizations. In the name of safety, MPs and state assemblymen have been urged to use part of the annual allocation to buy child car seats or child restraint systems, CRS, for those in need. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siew Fook says the move will help parents who are unable to buy the seats, especially those who have more than one child.
Memang sekarang ada wakil rakyat sedang buat itu. Telah pun dilaksanakan. Ada yang mereka memberikan bantuan dari segi rebate dan sebagainya, ada ataupun bayaran bantuan tunai kepada mereka untuk membeli child seat. Tapi itu di peringkat kawasan.
Loke added that MPs and assemblymen can also work together with NGOs and conduct programs to purchase CRS for the needy. Loke said this after witnessing the signing ceremony to redevelop the Majestic Hotel in Ipoh between Railway Assets Corporation and Majujaya Hebat Sdn Bhd in Ipoh. Meanwhile, under the agreement, the Majestic Hotel in Ipoh Perak, owned by the Railway Assets Corporation, RAC, will be redeveloped over the next 3 years at a cost of 108.3 million ringgit.
Mereka akan mengambil masa 3 tahun untuk refurbish dan juga untuk memastikan bahawa struktur-struktur dan juga bilik-bilik dalam bangunan tersebut dapat ditambah baik, dapat diubah sesuai semula.
RAC agreed to lease the building and hotel operations to Majujaya Hebat for 30 years, with an optional extension of 10 years plus 20 additional years, subject to the terms and conditions to be discussed and approved by the Cabinet. The hotel, located near the railway station, has not been operational since mid-2010, but will reopen its doors in 2023 under a new name, Grand Majestic Hotel, as part of the Ipoh Railway Station Development Plan by RAC and the Perak government via MB Incorporated. A total of 14 small medium enterprises or SME companies have been given an opportunity to market their products at hypermarkets without being charged with listing fees. Now, the effort is part of a Buy Malaysian Product campaign launched by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs in collaboration with Tesco Stores Malaysia. Minister concerned Dato Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said the involved SMEs are companies that produce nature-based products such as herbs, cocoa and olive oils. He added that all 14 SMEs had passed all the tests, which was a testimony that they were as good as existing multinational companies.
Sebagai satu jenama besar pemain industri negara kita untuk membuat satu-satu keputusan meluluskan satu program untuk dipasarkan di premis mereka sudah tentu mempunyai rejim penilaian yang sangat sistematik, sangat ketat dari serba-serbi.
Met after launching the Buy Malaysian Product campaign in Kajang, Selangor, the minister said Malaysian-made products had achieved over 406 million ringgit in sale at all Tesco chains nationwide during second half of last year, an increase of 2.3% from the previous year. TNG Digital Sdn Bhd has targeted the number of users of the Touch and Go e-wallet application to increase 3 times following the implementation of the e-Tunai Rakyat program, which will end on 14th March. Thus far, the e-wallet operator has acquired up to 9 million users nationwide. Its Marketing and Communications Director, Isra Azliana Izzuddin, said users' interest on digital payment had increased tremendously. However, she said that people need to be exposed to it continuously so that the digital disparity between the urban and rural can be reduced.
Mereka tidak tahu ataupun tidak dinyatakan bagaimana untuk mengguna Touch and Go e-wallet ataupun e-wallet yang disediakan di negara kita. Kalau ikut peratus, saya tak pasti. Cuma sekali lagi di bandar lebih rangkumannya lebih meluas kalau nak dibandingkan dengan di luar bandar, tapi kita masih dalam inisiatif untuk mendidik penduduk luar bandar untuk menggunakan e-wallet.
Speaking to RTM, Isra said that TNG Digital is conducting a lot of programs to engage with people at the grassroots level to educate them, especially the senior citizens, about the e-wallet application. She said such efforts are taken to increase the usage of digital payment among people. Thus far, TNG Digital has partnered with 135 merchants, including top brands nationwide. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al Mustafa Billah Shah last night attended a Majlis Kesyukuran ceremony in conjunction with the first anniversary of his swearing-in as the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Also present was Raja Pemaisri Agong Tunku Haja Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria. During the ceremony held at the Surau of Istana Negara, Al Sultan Abdullah and Tunku Azizah recited the Surah Yasin, together with 300 people comprising senior officials and staff of Istana Negara, as well as Tahfiz students from Ma'had Tahfiz Darus Shabab. Their Majesties and the congregation then performed Maghrib and Hajat prayers. The King and Queen also listened to a religious lecture delivered by Masjid Kampung Pantai Dalam Imam Ustaz Muhammad Shahril Abdul Samad before performing the Isha prayers. The ceremony was also attended by their children, Tengku Putri Raja Tengku Putri Iman Afzan, Tengku Putri Raja Tengku Putri Ilyana, and Tengku Putri Raja Tengku Putri Jihan Azizah Atiyatullah. Al Sultan Abdullah was elected as the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong by the Conference of Rulers on 24th January 2019 and sworn in on 31st January 2019. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story today, World Health Organization declares coronavirus a global emergency. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings from around the world. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.